Hello and welcome back to another episode of Vibe Check. Now in our own Vibe Check studio, I'd like to welcome our two guests, Aaron and Chase, two of our members of the Skill Check campaign, which you can watch at Skill Check D&D on Twitch or on Skill Check on YouTube. Just go and find it, and you can see all of the other socials. You guys are on the internet. You can figure things out. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Back at Vibe Check after how many weeks now? Like 6?
Something like that,
It's been
more
a
or
minute
less,
for me,
yeah.
Yeah. So, got to get back into it, kind of figure things out. How was coming back to the game after our long vacation? Especially the 9 a.m. game. What a refresher.
9 a.m. game straight into the grease, into the fryer, with just Normandy.
Oh,
Continuing Normandy.
Yeah. Normandy Part 2.
It was fun. I think that was a great splash of cold water.
Yeah, honestly, I think we need to do more 9 a.m. things because that was so much fucking fun.
That's true. I felt like we were gonna be really chunky and trying to work through things, but actually people were flowing like it was kind of normal.
It felt like a half day at school. Like we weren't supposed to be doing it. We were like, haha.
Felt like I woke up, immediately had to take a standardized test, and then I just got to go home.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, well, I'm gonna drop us into some questions. I'm gonna break it up into 2 parts. We're gonna start with the one-shots that we did, and then we're gonna move back to main campaign stuff, if you guys are down. So first question, do you guys remember the one-shots that we did
Yes.
forever ago? We did Hot Dog, and we did Strike Team in Lifebringers. How did you guys feel about the difference in tone between the two of them? Just the comparison. And I think that this is the tightest time that it switched between me full DMing and not having a break session in between, and Ryan full DMing. How was that?
It was fun to those are probably 2 of my favorite. I still go back and watch those episodes sometimes. I fucking love those. There's definitely a switch between the 2 just because I think you guys have very distinct DM styles. But I think they're both so much fun in their own way. They're both so unique in the way they play. They feel like 2 completely different experiences with that sort of thing. Because you're a little more fast and loose with the rules and sorts of things. Ryan's a little bit more exact, but he's willing to give you stuff.
I know.
Give us
Well, here's the thing.
He's got his hands
I
up.
think at some point we were the opposite, and now we flipped, and then maybe we'll go back at some point.
But I also think maybe it's the 9 a.m. games being fresh in my brain.
Yes.
But Ryan, Ryan plays by the rules, but he gives you the things you want. He's because when I was pushing that little goober into the room, he's it's gonna take 10 minutes to disrobe him, but you can absolutely just push this motherfucker in there.
You could have killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super true. What about the one-shot characters that you guys made? How was it making new characters or being handed a character and trying to build them out? And how did that sort of affect your mindset when it came to your mainline characters and stuff like that?
I enjoyed it a lot. I think that with the main campaign, I think at this point now we're okay, we're trying to solve a puzzle at the same time while we're trying to do all these secondary tasks. And so I think we're very fixated on, is this the right move? Are we doing the right thing? But I think with the one-shots and especially the characters, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
It's just goofy, it's silly. It's not. It's connected to the main campaign, but it's not. It doesn't.
It's
have
not
the same,
pressures on.
Doesn't have the
death
same
is a consequence.
stakes.
Yeah, exactly.
There's the thing where with our main characters, Hemp or something, it's if this sucks and is cringe, I have to deal with this guy forever.
This is my guy.
But with the fucking one-shots, you can do whatever you want. And if it doesn't stick the landing, it's well, I just have an hour of having to be this character that isn't that interesting.
Chase, we had a lot of people calling out in the one-shots how wild it was to see you go from 7 to Crocodile Dundee and then to Undead Crocodile Dundee into the super proper Dragonborn guy. And everyone's how the fuck does he do this? There's no way this is his first time playing. How do you find it so easy to swap between the character personalities?
Theater.
Yeah?
Just theater.
Just lots of theater?
I think theater and lots of looking up in my free time as a kid, looking up Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime impression, compilation, and just being interested in these people that have these vocal talents, I think is super interesting. And I think putting that in a performance aspect is very, very fun. And it's always something that in the back of my head, I'm I'd like to know how to do this.
Yeah,
super good at it.
And what about the mechanics of the different characters? Because you went from playing a druid to playing a rogue to playing a bard?
Bard.
And then for you, it was wizard to what? It was warlock
to
Ranger?
Yeah,
I think Ranger. How was the difference in mechanics between like your mainline characters and your one-shot characters?
How does wizard differ from warlock?
Not like it. Warlock
It
is
doesn't.
like it's like baby's wizard. You can just spam Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
But there's way less utility to him, so you have to focus. Like it's harder to with wizard. I can be whatever we kind of need. Like if we need the CC or something, I can be like do that. But if we need damage, I can fireball.
Yeah.
With warlock, it's kind of like. My bad. Like
I'm just
gonna shoot him. Luckily,
True.
fucking the level 5 nickel and dime character.
Oh,
sheet,
yeah.
like he does some fucking damage.
It goes wild.
But yeah, it's just like it's much more. The same with ranger. You pretty much have like I'm gonna do damage, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's about all you can do.
And then druid being from like, again, I think it's kind of similar situations where you're like saying that a util caster. Druid is also very util focused. How was it going from all of that magic to no magic with rogue?
Yeah, when we started the main campaign, I wanted to try and make my character more around like CC and status effects and stuff like that. But as it's evolved, I've moved from that. But going from that to a rogue where I can do 40 million different things before my turn is over.
Yes.
There were multiple times where I would be like, okay, I'm gonna end my turn, and you would say, you can move again if you want, or you can
just
attack
keep going.
again, and I would be like, oh, I'm sure, okay.
Bonus!
Yeah. And going to Bard, I was excited to play Bard because that's what I did in Baldur's Gate 3. That was my character in Baldur's Gate 3. So I was like, oh, it's like a little bit of familiarity.
Yeah. Very sick.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron. It's been long enough.
Oh.
Through the one-shots, through the main campaign. What the fuck is the deal with Opium?
Oh, I just,
Why?
I can't,
Yeah.
Why
I
is
can't
this the
remember. I
through
just
line
thought-
that you've chosen?
I can't remember where it came from, but I was doing one of my like monthly just going through Wikipedia reading about things, and I forgot about
course.
the Opium Wars.
What?
Yeah, because I was like, that's such a crazy period in his like, it was such a fucked up thing to do.
Yeah.
But also the fact that it was like old hookah bars, but like 150 years ago, and I was like, that seems like something a little wizard would like.
Do Opium?
Just smoking opium, yeah.
Yeah, but now it's not just a little wizard. Now it's also nickel and dime and
Nickel and
Private
Dime
Rice.
was in the. He saw him. That's how I connected those two characters.
that's true.
And he was growing it, and then every other character just kind of hopped on the train of like an Opium. He was a trendsetter for it.
Just Wikipedia. Just
Yeah,
sent you
Chelsea
there.
was just like, I want to smoke some opium. And I was like, I'm not gonna say no.
We here at Skill Check do not endorse.
Yeah, please don't.
Opiate
Yeah,
dependency.
very
smoke
bad.
cigarettes.
Don't do Opium.
Please don't smoke anything.
Yeah,
really.
just keep it out. Yeah, don't even vape, or maybe do. Maybe smoke opium. No, don't
No,
smoke
don't.
opium. That'd be bad.
We'll find a fine line that we can draw. Like, you can smoke these, don't smoke this.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be like the survivalist
cures.
guide. Yeah, it's like here, this is marijuana. That's probably fine. You can do that.
100,000 likes for Opium tier list.
Oh yeah, sure. We'll rate all of the different
Different
types of
varieties.
opium. Yeah. How do you guys feel about the official hot dog committee thinking that ketchup is not a viable topping for hot dogs?
I don't understand.
It's fucking stupid. I think because they kept saying chili. I think Danny said it. Do they think chili's adult ketchup or something? That's the only way I could rationalize.
I mean, there's not tomatoes in chili, is there?
I mean, it depends. You could.
Depends on the recipe.
Yeah.
But it's like they are like, surely if you, maybe they think like Heinz or something, which I think is fucking good.
Yeah.
It's good ketchup, but like, are you telling me if someone was like, I made homemade ketchup for this adult hot dog party, here we go.
Yeah, like what the
They're gonna
heck?
be like, you're a fucking baby idiot,
Get the
dude.
Yeah.
Get the
fuck out."
fuck out. Go home to your family, dude.
Where's this
We're gonna
committee
kill you.
like centered? Where are they
I have
located?
no idea.
Because I would think like in Europe, I would understand like dressing
No, it's
up.
American.
Okay.
Yeah, let me
no.
look
It's
it up.
American.
Any sense.
You're crazy if you think
What is it?
ketchup
Hot
not.
dog.
I don't.
I'd
get it.
understand if it was founded in like Germany. or
Yeah, and they
something
were just
where
like, no way.
they're like, no.
But
Yeah.
I feel like if you gave a little German boy like ketchup, he'd be like, oh my god.
No, you'd be like, this is not chili. And then you would throw
Yeah,
it back
German
at you.
Where's my sauerkraut?
This is not sauerkraut.
I need it.
Whoa, cool first photo. I'll send. I'm gonna screenshot this just so I can send it to.
Washington,
I was
D.C.
gonna say I think
No
it is DC.
way.
Yeah,
Wow.
Look at that cool first photo on the
I thought-
website though.
It's just, it's just
It's like a guy from the 80s, like,
It's just like,
he's like
woo!
pogging.
It's just Biden in the Oval Office with a hot dog photoshopped on
exactly.
his desk.
Wait, look in the background. He's got like hot dogs that make the American flag.
Wow.
That's kind of fire.
This guy is a wiener enthusiast. Just really one of a kind. How did you guys feel about
What the fuck?
Well-
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt. They have look, they have ketchup on the hot dog in the council picture.
they couldn't find an image without ketchup.
Their
like,
own
"Oh."
propaganda.
Yeah, I know,
betrayed
right?
them.
How did you guys feel about watching Danny go through non-Valar characters like the absolute, pyromaniac in the first one, and then the senile old man Drow, the one that's sitting behind you guys, that his remains are there. How did you guys feel about those characters that he took on?
That was awesome.
Man pogged up so
So
hard.
good.
Right?
So crazy.
So good. At first, I thought that maybe Valar was just a character that because I just didn't think that Danny was the person to
Like express?
not like care enough to role play, but just be like, I just don't want to
Comfortable to roll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
comfortable. And seeing him become like the little
maniacal bastard.
I'm gonna blow it up guy. I thought that was awesome. I thought
Oh,
that
yeah.
was great.
Yeah, and then the fucking Drow wizard is
Oh
so
my
good.
god.
Well, like, the thing is he didn't even just change, like, oh, I'm playing the character now. He was like, oh, my decisions are like this character.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
changing my
Yeah.
decisions based off it.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh, I'm going to go up to the things and try and scare a fucking pigeon and stuff. I'm using message to scare it away, stuff like that. I was like, it's not what Valar would do.
I think out of everyone, even though Danny's character is the one that's like more quiet and to himself, I think that Danny is one of the people that when we're in the role play scenes, he is the most, he may not like look like it or his character may not show it, but he is the most like in it.
Locked
I feel
in.
Like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's the one who's running all the numbers. and
Exactly,
If you guys are like drowning, he's like, all right, let's.
I feel like he's fully immersed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like we had, I'm sure this will come out after the next episode, but when we were fucking, Matt was doing his thing that he connived hemp into, and then we were trying to get out of it, he was sitting there the whole time like, how the fuck do we get? He was like looking through all his spells like, how can I fucking boost his persuasion and
Yeah,
shit?
like surely there's something we can do. So true. Aaron, all of your characters have gone through a bullying arc. Hemp bullying all of the people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then most notably, Private Rice taking away the weapons from your otter guide and pushing him into a room with a deadly beast. What's up with that?
I think Private Rice is a fucking idiot.
Well,
like,
yes.
he actually had 4, like, not to spoil his stats, he had actually 4 intelligence.
Good.
So I think he was just like, I'm toughening this guy up trial by fire. He was like, if he goes in, well, he dies, but if he comes out, he's gonna be like super strong. He's probably gonna be like
Level up twice.
like he's gonna push him in there, and then the guy's gonna come out with like more muscles on him.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's gonna be buffer.
for sure.
He was just like, that probably works. With him, I think he's fine with those like Zatchet at 1st, and then he keeps being a fucking like the worst possible guy ever, and he's like, man, the patience is wearing, like, because he's already dealing with like fucking Hugh and Shark, who at that point were like, we're just gonna kill every fucking guy we see, and that's so divergent from the path that he was on like at home. He's just like, man, he's becoming like jaded.
Oh yeah.
He's like, god
Too
damn
used
it.
to it.
Yeah, he's like, god damn it.
Hey, where did the brain-eating prion thing come from?
That was I realized that the caveman voice was going to be hard to relay information of any kind to the party.
So this is a playtime decision.
Yeah, it was like while we were sitting there, I was like, I'm gonna do dumb voice for a lot of it, but I want to find some way to like
Bridge the gap.
bridge the gap so I can, if I have to, be like, hey guys, there's 8,000 zombies over here. We should probably not go this way. Which I think even a man with 4 intelligence would be like, bad idea. Let's not go over here.
Yeah, you still have self-preserving.
Self-preservation.
Lizard brain.
Yeah, if you move like if you have like a piece of meat and hide it behind like a box, I may be like, where did it go? But I'd be like, that thing's gonna kill me.
The object permanence is not
It's
there,
not
but
there
the
yet.
threat assessment is.
Uh-huh.
Coming up, there's surely going to be more one-shots. Are there any character ideas or class ideas that you guys have that you want to try out?
That's a good question.
That is, I haven't actually brainstormed much other than Croc Dundee and my next character. If 7
Croaks.
is this wood?
Yeah.
All right, knock on wood. Perishes.
Yes.
I haven't thought of any other than that.
I used to be a big martial guy, like when I was younger, but honestly, all the like just fucking caster is so cool now. Maybe cleric, actually. Cleric could be fun for like one of the one shots, because they get a lot of goofy stuff. But
True.
yeah, I don't know.
Did you watch our classes tier list? Because
I did.
cleric. They'll do everything. Anything you ever want, they'll do it.
Yep. Bard too. I think Bard would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, moving on to mainline campaign stuff. The photograph, and when Hugh did the "Hey, you got a minute," how do you guys feel about that? And talking to the person who took the photo and learning about the past like museum team, how did that go in your brains?
I think that was like I don't know how to put like a lightning rod moment. Like I was immediately just like, whoa, very important what's happening right now. I think that was extremely clever of Charlie to use that in that moment. I think that gave you guys a little bit of an oh shit moment.
Well, I think that we've already been on record saying that like, we did a lot of planning that we thought would never see the light of day. And it was literally like the next day that he did that. And we were like, wow, really glad that we were prepped for this.
Yeah. I think it's very clever. And it's one of those things where it's like, you guys mentioned you were going to nerf it somewhat, so he just can't do that over and over again.
Or just like force people to do things.
Yeah, which I think that would be a little much if we could just figure out everything, because he was like, that fucking grain of sand was probably there, let's talk to it. I think it was just like such a good, because we had been talking like for 10 minutes at that point, like, what are we gonna do? What are we fucking doing? And then he was just like, oh, wait a minute. Hey, do you got a minute?
Yeah. So
I think it was definitely very clever. And seeing like, it's very rare, I think we've had those moments where we're like, as it's happening, we're like, this, like you said, this is very important.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna have to remember this for like a year later.
Yeah.
Like this information.
Or it felt like we had kind of cleverly cheated you guys into giving us more lore earlier.
This is what
Definitely.
Dungeons and Dragons is all about.
Yeah.
Like that cheating moment of like, I'm uncovering stuff that I shouldn't is like the crystal, like pure feeling. Yeah, super sick. Super duper sick. Chase, during the time in the museum, other than the photograph, Seven got some information, some inkling of information of his backstory. What do you think about that? How did that impact your thinking about Seven as a character?
I think it's super cool that there's the prospect of there being more of me, or like a previous iteration of me. I think that's really interesting. That I've been awaiting the moment where I get to like interact with another, Warforged potentially, and how that would affect my character, and if he would change coming out of that experience, meeting someone that's like him, But I think it's super interesting. I like the mystery of the lone cassette.
Oh yeah, just the one sitting there with some info.
There's not gonna be a 9.
Nah,
No?
because I ate him.
Because Seven damn ate him.
That's true. I think he's gone.
That'd be such a fire plot. Wait, if 9 turned out to be.
Delete that. Ryan, quick, delete it from the notes. How do you guys feel about the relationship between the bartender and Valar? You guys spent a little bit of time in the bar scene with him after you guys got blown up at the beginning of.
Foray got blown up.
Yeah, after Foray got blown up.
We watched.
What do you guys think about that? Have you been thinking about it, or kind of not really?
I've thought about it a little bit. It's moments like that where, like, because I know when we opened the main game, it opened with that scene of Valar meeting the bartender, and I was there at the table when that happened, but my character wasn't. So it's hard for me to like look Danny in the eye and go, I don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to explain this to me a second time in character, when he knows that I was there for it.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? But it is like an important character moment that you want to have, where you're like, that guy seems evil. How does he know you? Kind of thing.
Yeah, it does feel like one of those things where I wish we could just be like, if that's happening, it's just like, okay, everybody who isn't Danny, leave the room.
Yeah.
Everybody get out.
There are other, like, Critical Role has done that before, where they're
really?
like, stand up, fucking get out, and
We're
do that
about
stuff.
to do a big plot point.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I feel like with us, we wanted everyone to be sitting around the table, just because, we were all getting used to everything.
Exactly,
but I think that's super sick. What do you guys think about the bartender and his intentions with like Valar and like you guys as a whole? Even after like the discussion in Dino Rodeo, like, where do you put him on like the meter?
He's definitely feeling a little fishy, but I also feel like I'm starting to get a little bit fishy of the museum too.
Yeah,
So
I think he's. I don't want to say, because I don't know his final intention or goal, but it definitely seems like chaotic neutral so far. Chaotic, leaning more towards chaotic evil. But
yeah, I don't. Well, it seems like he's under the spell of something because of that bow tie. that we couldn't break. So I don't know. I feel like he's definitely like a chaotic neutral or something. Summoning the, because he's the one that summoned the big T-Rex thing, right? Three-headed T-Rex. Yeah.
Same one and same guy.
I figured. I feel like
James, the monkey.
Yeah, and he was attached to James, or he had
True.
some sort of possession over him. To close the loop, Chase, during your last time on Vibe Check, you predicted that we were going to be in Normandy, or Fantasy Normandy, and I want to know if you have any other predictions that you want to make that will surely come to pass as complete and utterly correct.
See, we already did space. Spaceport. We did the Dino Rodeo, which was fun, wacky one. This one's more serious. So I think you guys are gonna go for cool. I'm gonna say the next one. I'm trying to think. Now I'm just thinking of like Magic Treehouse settings.
Oh yeah, super true.
the Ninja Land.
Yeah, I was gonna say like feudal Japan would be cool,
be
or like
That'd be sick.
but I don't know. I'm trying to think of like for this campaign. I think that you guys have done a really good job of making the twists very out of nowhere, very very undecipherable. So I'm gonna stay surprised for now.
Yeah,
I think.
no predictions.
I can't. I think Normandy was.
You saw it from a
wackiest.
mile away. You were
Yeah,
like, I
can't-
can get this.
Yeah, I was like, I could guess that maybe, but.
Oh yeah. What do you guys think about the characters that you've met in Lifebringers so far? Specifically Jesse and how incredibly handsome and accomplished he
God, he's
is
so
generally.
fucking hot.
Yeah.
So
So cool.
So hot. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But
So sick.
Yep.
I think they've all been good. I think they've all been cool. Even Jason, who passed by natural causes out of nowhere.
Completely unexpectedly.
You guys have been so good about busting out just like rant. Like whenever we're like, we want to talk to this little guy. You're
Yeah.
like, well, here he is, and this is how his character is and everything. Like when I think it was Hugh was just walked up to Ego and was like, "What's up, man? What's wrong?"
Yes.
Yeah. You just had like a whole character ready for him.
Yeah, I think the characters have been great. I noticed, it's not a spoiler or anything, but from yesterday's session when Caleb asked about Jason's tattoos, and Ryan went into just great detail about all these tattoos he had and like photos from graduating classes and stuff like that, and it was just
Off the cuff.
immediate.
Oh yeah.
I think that was really
Yeah.
very interesting.
Any
Yeah.
opinions on Liv or any of the other named characters that you met, or relationships between them, perhaps?
I think it's a ironic name
Yeah.
given the circumstances.
I mean, very true.
But I like the characters. I think that I'm excited to meet the retinas, more of the retinas and more of the synapses, and meet like the different tiers of the.
Definitely.
See how they act compared to the
yeah.
other ones. Yeah, because you guys have just been dealing with like common foot soldiers and then generals who you were immediately promoted over.
Yeah.
You know, just due to divine.
There was a
magic.
lot of title changing.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Fair, a lot of title changes.
Yeah. Very very true. Chase, back to you. Unless you have something else you want to
I
say.
was just gonna say, I'm excited to see once we go to the temple and get all the data and everything like that, how they're gonna be, if they're gonna be like, oh, thank you for doing that, here we go, and be normal about it, or if they're gonna be like, oh, you got the data.
Oh, what the?
That's very useful for
How
us.
did you do that?
It'd be crazy if you died.
It'd be crazy if we killed you when you died
here.
and you blew up.
Chase, we've seen you guys go through a lot of different stuff, and you've been playing Druid for a while now. What's your like go-to 3 to 5 spells that you feel like you can't live without?
So the last couple episodes, I've decided I wanted to go with just like a all-around like elemental kind of build. So I took Frostbite as a cantrip. I took Produce Flame, and then Shillelagh, which one day I'm gonna fucking hit.
We're gonna get there.
I'm gonna land it. But I got level 3 spells, which I haven't used yet. Gosh, I think out of all the ones that I've used, I think that Healing Word is one of my favorite. Healing Word is a must for me.
Gotta
I've
put
switched.
it in the
I've
backpack.
switched out so many of them.
To just try a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah. Shillelagh is go-to, really
Of
good.
course.
Yeah, I think that's great. I'm never really in melee range, and if I am, I'm probably in trouble.
Yeah.
But-
But having it is never bad.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna shoot a 3-pointer here and say I'm gonna really like Call Lightning
Yeah.
once I use it.
I think that's sick. It's an incredible spell.
Yeah.
Very, very good decision. We had a fly-in question from outside. How did you guys feel about the murder scene with Jason and Matt and the whole like disguise? Like, what was going through your minds like during the entire process? Give me the play-by-play if you can.
I'm gonna be honest. When he was like, "Hey, Hemp," I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You're gonna do something you really don't want to do." I was like, "Oh, we're gonna disguise ourselves and we're gonna go in there like 2 foot soldiers and be like, hey, you guys, we're just gonna." I thought he was gonna try and
Like, bust it
stop
up?
Hugh from killing him by being like, "Hey, you two, you're together.
Don't do
Get
that."
out of here. You
Yeah.
gotta go do something." And then he walked in and immediately threw a javelin, and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah,
I was like, "Okay."
the ultimate icebreaker.
Yeah, yeah.
I like to think Hemp was sitting there right outside the tent. He was just like, "Oh no!" Like,
You're seeing where it's going in front of you.
yeah, his like deck save for the fucking fireball was just him standing up and being like, "I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Bye.
Yep. How did you guys feel before the natural 20 that saved you from all punishment?
I was telling Chase because you were talking about smoke bomb or whatever it is. I was like, Hemp the whole time was like inching closer to 7, and I was like, Stewie's not in it. She can just walk away.
She did.
And I was like, we're out.
Yeah. Before the game yesterday, you guys had mentioned Pass Without Trace, and I was like, "Oh, I have that." Yeah, and I was switching around my spells for this session, and I was like, "Sure, I'll take that one. Maybe it'll come in handy." And everyone was crowded around. We were like, "Okay, I can give you advantage on your charisma check so that you can maybe persuade these people not to kill us all." And I look down and I see it, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
The ray of light from the ceiling.
I have it.
The escape.
I was really like, it was like getting to a new town in like Fallout or Skyrim, and you immediately just like
Accidentally punch
you
a
accidentally
chicken.
just like kill. Yeah, you just kill a chicken at
Yep.
like the blacksmith's forge, and he's like, everyone hates you now.
We're going to kill you with rocks.
So,
yeah. And then how did you feel after the redemption 20? Like after you were scot-free, what was the mental process?
Clutch.
It was so clutch. Got me real scared though, because I was like, we just got out of that.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it again. Like the learned behavior there was not good. Like it was a bad reinforcement. He's gonna be like, that was a
reward.
big roll, but we could do it twice. And so we're gonna fucking meet like the fucking upper echelon of Soul Command, and he's gonna be like, well, I'm gonna kill him with a big gun, and it's gonna be like, okay.
I just have to hit a 20. Yeah. Just usual. Hey, how do you feel about your dice really just treating you so poorly, and how are you punishing them?
I don't know. That's just a #1 prime choice bestseller dice on Amazon. I need to.
Yeah, you need to get a more
widen my-
custom set.
Widen my.
Go for it.
What were you gonna say?
Because I was gonna say I used to have that little tray, and it's just so like there's like a bunch of air in the middle, so it like does like a dome like that, and then those dice are just so light when you throw it, it always goes to the corner, and I think it always just gets like
Caught.
like at a low number. I feel like if you had like a metal one or something, you could just like keep it.
Gotta
flat.
up your game.
I'm just nerfing myself. I'm gonna get a new
True.
tray and new dice. I'm gonna be hitting Shillelagh back to
I
back.
was gonna say, imagine if you keep hitting Shillelagh.
The rest of the team is gonna be taking a nap in the sidelines, and
Just
you're gonna be like,
fucking
"I got this, guys." I'm an owlbear with shillelagh paws.
wait,
This goes wild.
Can you do that?
Can your wild shape switch up?
I mean,
Shillelagh?
probably not, but if it was me in Ryan's world, I'd say yeah.
Question for the current campaign with the pulse. If I decided to infuse that into a wild shape form, could I do that?
Oh yeah, 100% yes.
Pog.
100% yes.
What would you wear?
What do you mean?
It would definitely be an object.
Yeah, you have to have an object, I suppose.
shit. I get maybe if I wanted to like shillelagh the giant crab, I could like take part of the shell and shillelagh it and like put it on like as a pauldron or something.
Or you put it on the glasses and you just wear the glasses the whole time, so you're like a big owl bear and you're charismatic as fuck.
Sunglasses.
So good. So sick. Aaron. Yay! Do you have any devious plans for if Nickel and Dime, or when Nickel and Dime is summoned? Because Ryan and I have already agreed, and we're throwing you under the bus. If he is there, you are playing him. We are not going to play him.
I fucking love playing Nickel
Yes.
Time. I'll be happy as
So
fuck.
do you have any evil plans, any opium-based plans maybe?
No, I think once he left the farm, I think he's like, well, that was just like a hobby. Like I don't need it. I'll horticulture anything.
I see.
But Opium was just what was closest to him.
Of course.
He
It's all over the place.
I was when the thing was happening at the end, I was like, Danny may just time card nickel and dime in so he can use like the fucking +9 persuasion he has.
To just
like,
tell them to
be
leave.
like, stop, no. So I was like, he could be coming out right now. I don't have any devious plans with him, but in the I think while they were back at the little Goober museum, I think he and Hemp were making some machinations back there. They were getting close. They were both rubbing their chins like this and thinking up.
They were pondering together.
Definitely pondering, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were both posed like the thinker.
Yes, of course, very good. I have one more question, and it's not even really a question, guys. Are you aware that the next episode is episode 21?
21?
Session 21 of the game?
That's so big. I was thinking about it when I was uploading the video. I was like, we're almost to half a year of episodes. We're almost to 26.
We're rounding like 4 or 5 months at this point. You guys are pretty experienced.
Yeah.
And level 5? How's level 5 treating you guys? You had one session of it, but like, what's up?
It's pretty nice.
Yeah?
I got +7 to perception now, so still couldn't see Hugh when he was when
Well,
he
yeah,
was
but
camouflaged.
rogues.
Yeah. But it's cool. I didn't get to use any level 3 spells yet, but
That's all Hemp used, I think. You got some crazy level 3 spells.
Yeah, I got Daylight as my second one, so.
Question on Call Lightning, because I remember, I think with Warlock, I don't know if it's the same with Druid, does it not use a spell slot?
It does use a spell slot.
Okay.
That would be insane if it never used any spell slots ever.
Well, I think when I played Warlock on Baldur's Gate, it was like the daily spell you could use, but you had only used it once per long rest.
Yeah.
And I was like, this
No,
is
it
silly.
uses a spell slot. For
Okay,
sure.
cool.
10 minutes. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use it like
exactly.
10
you can
times.
Keep
Fucking
repeating it.
just blasting it on
Yeah,
people.
insane. You can use it 60 times.
That's so
in 10
cute.
minutes. I think. That math is probably wrong. Anyway, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
coming on
having
to
us.
Vibe Check at the set that we're still pulling together, but you know.
It looks so good,
Yeah,
though.
I'm glad that
Fucking
Charlie
fire.
could join us.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
It's Critical.
Little guy. He's not even looking at us. He's looking
No.
up. There's something up there.
He's looking at Christ. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.